Okay, it happened again. I don't know how this one happened, because when you see something in the Bible and then it just like jumps off the page, you're like, how did I miss that my entire life? How did I miss that? And I've had one of those moments today. Okay. Actually, this is the second one of those moments today. So the Davidic covenant, the covenant that God makes with David. Who were you? You know, I brought you out of the sheep code. You were a nobody. And you know what? You're not going to build me a house. You don't have anything to offer me. I'm going to make a covenant, a promise with you. And my covenant is based upon my righteousness and the fact that I said I'm going to do these things, and I'm going to build you a house. And you're going to have a son who's going to build me a house. And that's the covenant I'm making for you, with you. And there will not cease to be a king in your line. Now understand that ultimately this covenant, as all covenants, the the covenant with Noah, I'm a redneck, okay? And the covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, Noah with the ark, those are pictures of Christ, right? Okay. So it's pointing to Solomon, who was pointing to Christ. Solomon, his name means peace. And God gave Solomon a name, Jedediah, which means beloved of the Lord. That's found in 2 Samuel 12. So, it always intrigued me that the reason given to Solomon from David that he couldn't build the temple was that he had shed too much blood. Well, Jesus is going to come and rule and reign with a rod of iron, and, you know, the wicked, it's not going to be a good day. Armageddon's a bloody battle. So that always kind of was weird to me when the scripture says that David was a man that followed after God's own heart. He did all that God wanted him to do, except in one thing. Not in his bloodshed, but in the fact that, you know, he had taken her that was the wife of Uriah. So the sin with Bathsheba was the blemish on David's record. So why wasn't that mentioned in the covenant? Because it hadn't happened yet. The covenant was in 2 Samuel chapter 7, and then the sin with Bathsheba was in 2 Samuel chapter 11. The sin hadn't happened yet. And yet God still entered into the covenant. And the promised son was going to come from that once adulterous relationship. That's the whole 2 Samuel 12. David comforts his wife. They have a child. This is not the first child to be born after the sin, but that's the child God chooses. He knew the sin and still made the promise.